Welcome to Lensless with Khandie Woo. Today I have a special guest. His name is Jess Stanton, and he has a company called Golden Army Fitness. Jess, how are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. How are you doing today?
I am doing just fine.
I
I
love it.
want
I
to
love it.
I want to thank you for agreeing to do this interview with me.
I
I've been
consider it an honor.
I've been following you for a while, and I see you doing some great things. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions about your brand so that we could let the people know exactly what you're doing, how you do it, and how you help the people in your community.
Okay. I have no problem with that. I'm ready to go. I'm locked in, enjoying the spring energy right now. It's Taurus season. Let's do this. Let's
I
go.
know that's right.
Heck yeah, let's go. Woo!
To begin, I'm going to let you introduce yourself. I know I introduced you, but let the people hear how you introduce yourself, your brand, and let them feel the energy behind your introduction.
Okay. Hello, everybody. My name is Jesse. I am the owner and founder and creator of Golden Army Fitness. So the company was created in 2021, and that was around September of 2021, actually. And the goal of my company is to teach wellness, physical fitness, mental health, and meditation. So these are some of the tenets that I focus on every day, pretty much. And I try to put all of these things in all of my ideals and my teachings, as far as my one-on-one trainings, my motivations, my meal prep, and everything else that I stand for, because I believe more in a holistic approach, not an approach where it's just, oh, learn this workout and goodbye and see you later. No, that doesn't work. That never works in society. It never has built anybody up. I'm trying to build up your soul and build up your mind because I know what it takes. When I say what I know what it takes, because I've been there, as far as being overweight, not having any motivation, not having any stamina, as far as mental stamina or willpower. I know it takes a lot of drive, and I know it takes a lot of heart. So that's why when I teach these tenets, I put my heart and soul in every single one, because I know that you deserve it. I want you to walk away with skills that you can give to your community, that you can enrich your community, that you can uplift your community, because that's what's needed in this world. We don't need followers. We need leaders, and we need those who are willing to stand next to leaders so they can become one as well. That's my number one goal with Golden Army Fitness. I push myself forward because I know that I don't just do it for myself. I do it for my mother, my father, my grandmother, my nieces and nephews, and so on and so forth. Because I know there are things that I must bring out as a man and as a human being that I must bring to my community. And that's pretty much what I stand for as far as what's Golden Army Fitness. The word golden in Golden Army Fitness means bright and brilliant. And army means to be a force of one, and fitness means to be mentally fit, spiritually fit, and your essence needs to be fit as well. So I try to encapsulate all of that into Golden Army Fitness. So that's what Golden Army Fitness actually stands for. Thank you.
Now, let's talk about first your logo.
Okay.
I love how the logo, it's a phoenix, if I'm correct, right?
Yes, yes, I love it too. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. Did you design that yourself?
Yeah, I actually did. That's actually my second design for Golden Army Fitness. So the name of that design is called Shalalu. That's my spirit animal. So I've always had a spirit animal for the past maybe 15, 20 years, but I've never been able to put it to a design or a figure or an image. So I created this figure, an image, and I called it Shalalu. It's a meditating phoenix, and the colors behind the wings are just like a brilliant color, which represents something that brings the mind and the consciousness together. It's kind of like a chakra if you think about it. It's like one step to the next, because each color represents a different personality or a different aspect of the person's particular body, or how they feel, or an emotion being brought forth.
I
Thank
like
you.
that.
Thank you.
Okay, what's your target audience, Jess?
Okay, so my target audience is normally men and women between the ages of around 35, I'm sorry, 25 to 35 years old. Usually people who are moderately active or extremely active, but I'm willing to work with pretty much anyone because I know how hard it is to get started. So normally I get started with individuals that are moderately active, like I just said, or extremely active. But sometimes I will have people who haven't worked out in years or never worked out. So I normally like to start them with a basic routine just to gauge where they're going, and then I can create a fitness routine around that. But every time that they're working out, I normally work out side to side because I don't really like the drill instructor mentality as far as
Mm,
me telling you, like, do 20 push-ups, go here, turn left. Like, what? Can you do that too? So I
mm,
try to do the same thing that they're doing because I want them to feel the power. I want them to
right,
feel that this is really Golden Army Fitness. Like, we're an army together. And
right.
that's like my main thing is community. I always like to focus on community and how we can become stronger. That's always what I think about.
Okay. Yeah, because with my ailments, I let you know what was going on with me, and I was surprised that you put together a workout plan for me so
Yeah.
quickly and the meal plan. I was
Hmm.
like, wow, he's really on point. It was very detailed, and I appreciate you for that because sometimes you find fitness instructors, like you said, it's like that whole drilling, which is, I know they say accountability and stuff like that, but
Right, right.
sometimes there needs to be an understanding of what that person's body can and cannot do.
Exactly. Sometimes you gotta take a deep breath and just look at the person and just ask
Mhm.
them a few basic questions like during the workouts, how are you doing today?
Mhm.
What are your habits? As far as where do you work? That's gonna tell you a little bit about the person's mentality too.
Right.
Just like regular conversation. But I really do appreciate the fact that you confided in me and told me about what was going on with you. And I truly appreciate you for everything that you're doing. I like your vision. I like your drive. I like your creativity. I like the colors that you use for your brand. I love your glasses, of course. I wear them all the time and they are
Thank you.
amazing. Not for real. What you're doing is fire. It's on the next level. That's why I keep saying you're next level because that's what you are. And this is a true honor to be here talking to you on your platform, being able to engage with you and just create something better. I truly appreciate that.
Thanks.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
And I appreciate you too because it's important for people to know that they can turn to certain individuals and have that understanding, that communication,
Right.
because the world we living in today is so standoffish sometimes. And
Hmm.
even myself, I'm very observant
Hmm.
of people and how they handle the people around them, how they handle themselves,
Right,
you
right.
know?
I completely understand. It could be hard sometimes to engage with people because sometimes you don't really know what's going on in their mind.
Mhm.
So I just, like you say, you're an observant person. I observe as well. I like to look at individuals, what they're doing, how do they stand, what is their posture like, or is their chest back, is their shoulders hunched over, are
Mhm.
their hands behind their back, are they always scratching, are they moving from one side to the other, are they giving you eye contact, are they on their square, are their feet pointed left or right? These are some of the things that I look at as well because I want to know like who I'm dealing with, who am I talking
Exactly.
to?
Mhm.
Because it's important. So I agree with you. Observation is, I think, is one of the most important things that we have to have in this world. It's good to know who you're delegating to or just even listening to.
Exactly.
So I
Okay,
agree with you.
so now with your brand, what are the main services, like your most popular services, your main services, and the products that your brand offers?
Okay, so my main service right now is the group workouts. So that's my group workouts that I have on ClassPass.
Mhm.
And I do one-on-one personal training, which is like a detailed personal training. I break down what a person's fitness level is, what their goals are, what their weight is, and I create an assessment based on that. That's my main thing right there. And the next
Mhm.
one is my meal prepping, which I'm starting to get into more. And I
Mhm.
send an assessment link, which helps me to create a detailed meal plan based on their levels, based on their eating habits. Letting me know if they have a restricted diet, or if they're on a ketogenic diet, or if they're a vegan or a vegetarian, or they have any allergies, like nut allergies, because some people are
Mhm.
allergic to certain nuts, or if they have like any fruit allergies, they can't have certain fruits because it's too much sugar. I
Mhm.
try to create a detailed meal plan. And then a product that I have right now is the Golden Army Fitness T-shirt, which is the logo that you were just talking about. That's my
Mhm.
Shalalu design. So I'm starting to sell that now. It was taking me a while to get around to that because I wanted to create more of a brand image before I
Mhm.
wanted to focus on selling products as far as T-shirts or anything like that.
Cool. Merch is always a little tricky, and it's good that you take time to like really think it out because
Right,
that's
right,
something that's again branding, how you're identified, and people should be proud to wear it. You should be proud to sell it.
right. How do you
So,
do it? What is your like driving? How do you push out your brand as far as selling your product? Is there like a key thing that's ingrained in you from childhood or something that you learned over time?
well, I'm gonna tell you, through my childhood, I wasn't really supported as far as my creativity. My parents were very strict, so I had to create my own little world. And in my world, everything had lots of colors and
Mhm,
lots of prints. So
mhm,
once I reached a stage where I said, you know what, I'm ready to start a business. I want to be a household name. You know,
mhm,
I was always thinking big. And once I started doing my handmade jewelry
mhm,
and recycling paper, and you know, those things just gave me an outlet to express myself. I
right,
always make one of a kind things because I feel like we are all so individually made in a beautiful way, in a
right, right.
divine way, and I like to offer pieces that people would cherish and say, you know, okay, this was made for me, this is mine, this piece calls out to me.
I love that.
My drive as far as my brand and pushing my products, I try to stay as close to family friendly as possible
Mhm,
because I feel like anything you put out should be able to be shared with the family in a whole in a setting. And as far as being a person of color, I
right.
think we have to promote that whole family friendly thing so that we can connect um, that togetherness again.
Yes. I
Um,
agree with you.
I like for my brand to be able to be shared with grandma,
Mhm.
mom, dad, you know, the kids, you
Yeah,
know. It's not, you know, like PG-13, but it's very, very family friendly. Every and anybody could get into it.
it really is. It really is.
The lensless eyewear is an artistic statement to keep our vision framed in culture.
Mhm.
My tagline, no filter, no shade. You know,
Right.
we have to see things for what they are. We have to understand the changes that take place in life, and we cannot lie to ourselves because
Mhm.
you won't grow if you're gonna lie to yourself.
Right.
You know, things are very tough. You gotta go through it, learn from it, and then move to the next level. So my
Mhm.
brand is pretty much an artistic statement in that
I love
respect. And
that.
I use cultural fabrics. I create my own prints as far as patterns, and you know, I just love what I do,
Mm.
and I want people to love what they do
Mm. I love that
and
message. I love it.
celebrate themselves. So each piece that I make, you know, one of a kind, like yours is one of a kind. You know, you wear it, you get compliments, you feel good about what you're wearing.
Mhm.
You know, I like for people to feel that way about themselves because now you're gonna turn around and treat your brother, treat your sister, treat your friends, treat your family, treat strangers in a better way because you love yourself in
Mm.
that way.
I love that.
Yes.
You have power. You don't even know it. You have more power than you realize. In your words, the way you speak and the tone that you're using is very soothing and it gets the message across. You should do more speaking engagements with
Yes,
your
I've heard
brand.
it a million
It's
times, and I
good.
know
It's
that is
good.
my, yeah, that's, I'm gonna tell you something. That's my biggest fear is public speaking,
Mm.
but I envision myself speaking to
Mm.
people. I envision myself, you know, just, you know, being that public figure.
Mm.
So I'm working towards that because I'm a very shy person. I'm an introvert.
Okay.
You know, I got teased in school, and that takes a toll on the mentality and how you feel, how I
Okay.
feel about myself. So it took years of hard work, and through my brand, I was able to actually develop and become a lot stronger, a lot more
Mhm.
confident.
I love that story.
So I like to encourage people to do the same thing. And
Mm.
I guess that's where that whole individuality thing comes from. Don't compare yourself to anyone. highlight yourself, celebrate yourself.
Hmm. I
So,
love that. That's a great story. I love your motivational speech. That's motivating. I love what you're saying. It's
thank you.
so empowering and it's true and it's factual. It's not like it's some kind of flowery statement. It's telling you what it is and how to do it. You're going to go through dark moments. You have to face it. You can't sugarcoat it, just like what your brand is talking about. And your own individual experiences are being shown throughout the entire brand. And that's something that everybody's going to connect with. That's something that I connect with. And plus, you're a Scorpio, so that's a part of the Capricorn family. So we're all good anyway. So we're good buddies. So we don't have to worry
Ooh,
about
that
them.
Scorpio boy.
Yeah, you're a Scorpio. I'm a Capricorn. So like Earth and water signs, they're always good.
Mhm.
So there's no worries there. So I love that because I see you. I can see what you're doing, and I see that this is going to take you probably somewhere else. It's probably already taking you there already. I'm probably don't even know, but it's probably going
Yes.
to take you to another level that you can reach even more people in a different ways, as far as even beyond what you're selling, your words and your own individual energy and your spark. That's the thing that's going to light the world on fire, and I think it's good. I love it. I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Awesome.
let me see. Next question. Have you? Let me see. Have you worked in this field, or have you worked in this field for how long? I don't know if I asked you that, if you mentioned that already, but how long have you worked in the field, and did you switch from another field to this one, and how was that transition?
Okay, so I didn't work in this field my entire life. I started fitness as far as teaching it professionally. I started in late 2020, the great COVID era. So I call
Mm.
that 0 year because that's the year that everybody wants to forget.
Mhm.
So I started around that time. This was probably going into, I think, November or December of 2020. But
Mhm.
prior to that, me and my brother, we had a company called Woken Fly Clothing,
Mhm.
which is more like a political clothing company where a lot of the characters or the designs that we wore or promoted were like Black History characters. And so that's pretty much where our energy was geared towards
Mhm.
for like 5 years prior to 2020. But late in 2020, due to like all the political unrest, all the rioting and fighting, and just the
Mhm.
COVID hysteria, that turned me towards running. Because one
Okay.
day I just got really fed up. I was mad. I was in the house. I said, I can't deal with this. I can't do this. Another black guy got shot. We can't come outside. All these different restrictions started to piss me off a lot. This is before I came up with the name Golden Army Fitness or anything. But I
Mhm.
decided I'm just going to go outside. So I just started running. I made a whole video. And I'm like, you gotta get fit. You gotta get your mind right. Gotta take care of community. I'm running down the street, down the
Mhm.
highway, I think, in Ozone Park somewhere. And I just made a video. And that video just sparked it inside of me because I've always wanted to use fitness because I was always told by like my brother, he would always tell me that you should do something with this.
Mhm.
By other people as well, they would tell me that you should do this, you should do it, but I never really felt the confidence. Like I can actually teach anyone. But I didn't think about all my life experiences prepared me for that moment in 2020. 2020 was the greatest tester. It was the
Mhm.
thing that put me on the ledge, put me on display to really show who I am. And so that's where it started. So it started as a springboard for my clothing company. So it was called Woken Fly Runners.
Mhm.
That was the running group that we had, me and my brother had. So we would run around in different parks and we would have community. It was a community running group. So we have mothers, sons. The mothers would bring even their baby. They're running on the strollers. I'm sure you might have seen some of the videos. And we're just running
Yeah.
in different parks. No feed, just everybody running and just getting back outside because we know that COVID made everybody more antisocial. We
Mhm.
weren't allowed to engage. We weren't allowed to talk to each other. We weren't even allowed to look at each other. But
Mhm.
we decided, no, it's enough. We want to get
Yeah.
outside. We want to live. We want to be free. Things are going to happen regardless. Always going to be a pandemic. It always happens. You cannot fight that. But you can change your human nature. You can change who you are and
Mhm.
reform. So that's pretty much how that started.
For
Now, later
me.
on, as far as
Oh.
like the name of the company, the
Mhm.
name of the company came later. The name of the company came actually in 20, what was that, 2022.
Mhm.
I was actually on psychedelic mushrooms. I swear, I kid you not. I was on psychedelic mushrooms.
Mhm.
I was laying in the bed. I was on an 8 hour psychedelic mushroom trip,
Okay.
and it came to me, Golden Army Fitness,
Mm.
because I already drew the design. The design that I originally had, which is another design, it shows a man running with army fatigues on. So
Okay.
that's my first design. The one that you were just talking about before is my second design. So the first one is just a man running with army fatigues on, and I didn't have a name for it. And I was laying in the bed 8 hours
Mhm.
on psychedelic mushrooms, and the name just came in my head, Golden Army Fitness. And so that's how I put it with the logo. Before that, I had no name. I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was just thinking. How do I do this? Where do I go? And so I just picked
Mhm.
it up from there.
So, quick question:
Yeah.
this mushroom, was
Let's
that
get down to it.
by choice?
Oh yeah, it's by choice.
Okay.
I'm an avid mushroom user,
Okay.
but you should always use it responsibly. You should educate yourself on what a mushroom is and what it is not. And you should always, if you're going to do it, you should be an adult. You should be
Okay.
21 years or older, and you
Mhm.
can always do research. And you should know that microdosing is probably the best way to start. And when doing mushrooms, make sure you have a proper mind state. Make sure you're not panicked. Same way with your drinking.
Okay.
Whatever you're thinking may come out because the mushroom is just an amplifier. That's all it is. It's just a key. It's not the power source. You are. It's
Right.
just the key. That's all it is.
Got it. Interesting. I'm gonna look into that. I'm gonna be asking you about that too.
Yeah, me and you
So,
can take it together whenever you're ready. I'm with you.
listen, I don't know about that. I'll smell it, but I don't know about eating.
Don't worry, we'll be in a safe place. I know how to do. I know what to do.
That's funny. So, as you know, you were talking about running and just being outdoors. I see you have a Brooklyn Bridge jog. Is
Yes, I
that
do.
something that you're doing currently?
Yeah, actually, I do my one-on-one personal training. I do my group workouts, and so I do my Brooklyn Bridge jog every Wednesday at 7:10 p.m.
Mhm.
And then I have another community jog on every Saturday in Prospect Park at 11 a.m. This is something that's weekly. Pretty much anybody could join. The Brooklyn Bridge jog, I would suggest you come to that one because it's probably the easiest one. I say
Okay.
it's easy because the bridge is normally crowded, so you don't have to jog as hard. So you're just
Right.
zigzagging through tourists. That's all you're doing.
Okay.
Zigzagging. And it's fun. You take some selfies. You're like, hey,
Yeah,
where are
I've
you from?
walked across
Germany?
the bridge plenty of times with my daughter, so I know when
Yeah.
it's crowded, when it's empty, it's
Yeah.
very, even though there's traffic and all that other stuff going on, it's still serene.
It
You
is.
know, you can still zone out. You can look at the horizon, the
Yeah.
buildings,
It's
the
like a
water.
dream.
Like it's a little mini mental getaway, actually.
I love it. It's like going into another world, like a gateway between realities to me sometimes.
Nice.
I love
Okay, so your boot camp,
it. Okay,
6
so
boot camp workouts to sculpt your body.
hmm
What does that entail?
okay,
Like,
so
mhm.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. You could explain.
Okay, so the boot camp workouts consist of a variety of like hit workouts and high intensity to moderate intensity because I try to keep it moderate to high, but
Mhm.
depending on the person, I will lower it. So normally we start with maybe 20 minutes on the treadmill. So there's different speed levels. So we start with like speed level one, for example, an incline one. So each minute I raise the speed till we reach like a level five or level six. That's normally moderate to high intensity because I don't want anybody to hurt themselves. And so we're normally running like that for about 20 minutes. Sometimes we'll do some sprinting, so we'll do like 20 seconds on level six, which is a much higher intensity. If I
Mhm.
notice that the person is more physically fit or mentally fit, I'll
Mhm.
raise the speed based on their preferences.
Mhm.
So that's normally like the first thing that we do. And after that, we do a series of mobility workouts. So mobility is something that a lot of us have issues with, myself included, because I'm tall, so I have a
Mhm.
lot of joint things because I have a lot of joint issues.
Mhm.
Because we get older, our bodies get stiffer. And I know this, so I've been researching different mobility workouts just to activate the hips, activate the knees, the joints, and the ankles, and give you more of a total body wellness feel. So the
Okay.
first mobility workout we do is the bear crawls, which is pretty much has you on the floor. You're crawling like a baby would, because children
Mhm.
they do all these workouts easy, and we don't even
Mhm.
think about it. Like a baby knows how to do every single workout, but they're not even they don't care. They're just having fun. But
Yeah.
yeah, so we do that, and then the next workout is called a crab walk, which is you're pretty much walking like a crab, which means like your butt is in the air and your hands and feet are placed on the ground.
Mhm.
Your body's turned over like we'll just say like a cockroach or something like that.
Yeah. Mm.
And
Yeah. I've seen your videos.
okay, cool.
Mhm.
And the next one is the duck walk. I like to add the duck walk because I know it's lower center of gravity. I'm
Mhm.
sorry, excuse me. I like to add the duck walk because it's lower center of gravity. You're activating your legs mostly, and you're putting a lot of strain on your knees. It's something that's really cool. It makes you look awkward, which is good. And then we normally do that. And then after that, I go into a series of dumbbell high intensity workouts, which are more like total body workouts. And
Mhm.
then from there, I jump into circuit workouts, which has no dumbbell, it's just your entire body, just doing a lot of ab constriction, back and forth, and fast movements. This normally takes about an hour, hour and a half. Sometimes my workouts normally go longer because I really want to give you a lot. So I'm like, hey, try this one, I'll try that one. But
Okay.
it's something I really enjoy. I really find that I enjoy it. I can't wait to work out with you too. So we were talking. I
Yeah,
know
I'll
when you're
get
ready to do it.
there.
You know we got to. Come on now.
I know. I'll get there definitely because I need that. I need the understanding. I need the training, and
Right.
I definitely need to feel the effects, the changes that my body will go through just, being fit.
I need your energy. For real. I need your energy and I need your individual strength. I need it there because I
So,
know it plays a part in the whole scheme of everything that I'm doing too.
yes,
You enhance
definitely.
the environment when you're there. And I know
Mhm.
it will because I can feel it. I know it. Seriously.
So, let me see. Challenges. We
Ooh,
all have challenges. So, what are some of the biggest challenges that you face
yeah,
in
I'm
your
about to sound like
brand
grandma. Ooh,
and
honey
in the
child.
industry on the whole?
Oh man, challenging the industry. I think it was finding my imagery as far as who I am, like what I'm talking about and what I'm trying to do.
Mm,
I think that was like one of the main things.
okay.
Yeah, just finding like who I am and just sticking with that. Finding like my voice and finding a technique and a routine that worked. And
Mhm.
getting people to realize that I'm no longer selling clothes anymore.
Right.
That was the thing because everybody used to be, selling t-shirts,
Mhm.
hoodies and stuff like that. It's like, what? You active wear now? You're working out? Like what? Okay, that sounds cool. What is that? How does that equate to what you were just doing 6 months ago?
Yeah,
So
they won't understand until they see it in full motion and the wheels turning.
right. So I just had to demonstrate a lot. I had to do a lot of different workouts. I had to figure out what's my individual technique. So I had to use a lot of the qualities that I learned, with my brother, and
Mhm.
I had to put it into this. And so I started doing more motivational videos, and I realized as well too that fitness is not just about the exercise; it's a holistic process. It's
Mhm.
mental therapy for its physical. So I had to start working on recipes,
Mm.
things that I know people can use because you're not always going to work out. Let's be realistic because we got 9 to 5,
Mhm.
stress, a lot of things happen. You're not always going to be able to do a whole 1 hour workout. It just can't always happen. So, but I thought about it. Okay, let's do recipes.
Mhm.
So I was able to put the recipes together to get more attention and using that to teach more nutrition. And then another thing I ran into a challenge was trying to realize that consistency.
Mhm.
Consistency was something new. I had to learn a new routine to it because I had another routine that I used before, but this one doesn't work.
Mhm.
Now I had to challenge myself physically as well to learn what is fitness really, not just do a push up. Like what are the details involved? What's the technique that they should use? And how do I bring forth my own individual tragedies and triumphs when I was trying to lose weight, which I recently just came out and let everybody know that I used to be severely overweight.
Okay.
So it was just those challenges, learning a routine, bringing more awareness, getting people to accept that I'm doing fitness now, that I'm not just doing this just for like a month or a week, but I'm actually creating an empire with it.
Nice. So, can you give me an example of a project or a task that you're working on that you enjoy? Like
Okay.
I know you enjoy everything you do, but what aspect of it or what's your most favorite part?
Hmm. Like I enjoy the one-on-one training. I really
Okay.
do. I love being with people. I love seeing them improve. I love showing them workouts that they say, "Oh, I can't do it." No, we're gonna do it together. And look,
Mhm.
you just did it. You just completed 10 different difficult workouts that you probably not would have done by yourself, but you just needed a push. And
Right.
I enjoy that more than I enjoy anything. Everything else I love, but
Mhm.
I really enjoy the one-on-one contact. I don't know
Nice.
what it is, but I really enjoy just working with someone
Mhm.
and breaking down the details and talking to them because I do a lot of talking when we're working out because I know if I'm not talking to you, you're gonna start thinking negatively about yourself because we
Mm.
always do. We're learning something new. Oh, I can't do this. No, I say you can do this. We're gonna modify it today.
Mhm.
Okay, tomorrow we're gonna add another rep to that. We're going to get through this. I don't care how long it takes. We're going to get through this. But I normally talk a lot because I know it's important to have a positive affirmations when you're
Mhm.
struggling to do anything.
Amazing. That's that whole mental aspect that you
Yeah,
were talking about.
yeah.
Okay. Tell me about your YouTube channel.
Okay. So my YouTube channel, I created that around January the 26th of last year. So my YouTube channel, you see more of my full length videos there. So when
Mhm.
I do a workout, I normally put a teaser out on all my other social media platforms. But the YouTube channel is more of my teaching tool that I can use to get more of an international audience so they can
Mhm.
engage with me and they can get a better idea and understanding of where I'm coming from. It gives me more of a broader perspective. I'm actually working on like some things where I want to get more community involvement, so I want to give people more access to my YouTube channel so they can showcase what they're doing. But that's just a project that I have to really develop.
Mhm.
But the YouTube channel gives me more of a larger audience, and I see it as a platform that's bigger. It's pretty much the second biggest search engine next to Google.
Mhm.
So I love it. I like using it. I'm just learning more of the ins and outs of how to use it because they say it's an algorithm thing. And I
Yes.
think it's more of a consistency too, you know, and
Mhm.
developing an image and using some collaborations with other people that's on YouTube. I haven't done that with anybody on YouTube yet.
Mhm.
I'm working on broadening it more.
Yeah, I'm working on my YouTube channel as well. I have some stuff up there, but I need more lengthy content because YouTube is a platform for that long form content. People
Yes,
want to
it is.
turn it on, and if they're listening to something, they want to just sit down and just listen and absorb. If they're watching, they want to absorb.
Right, it's true. It's true. Because they say it should be at least 5 to 8 minutes long, an average video. And your intro should be at least 10 to 15 seconds because attention spans can be
Mhm.
short because people they want to get the punch quick.
Yeah.
They don't want to wait a minute just to see it. You got to show it to me within 10 seconds. So I try to make
Yeah.
them impactful. As your videos are, because I see a lot of your content and it's very impactful. It's quick. It hits you really fast. You don't have to worry about when it's going to come out. It comes out quick. So that's one of the things I like about
Yeah.
what you're doing too.
So
Uh,
I'm learning how to do more longer form content
Yeah,
because,
like
like you
all your
said, that
content is great.
YouTube platform is it's the second biggest. So I have to transfer my energy into that long form content for those viewers. You
Right,
know.
right. I think
Now,
all the content you have is can already go. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to cut you off. I just wanted to say, but go ahead.
I came across. I believe you have a. Is it a cooking show or do you do segments?
Oh yeah, the cooking show you saw was actually the first season. I'm actually working on the second season. I was just talking to somebody about that earlier today.
Mhm.
So the cooking show was promoting vegan meals, affordable vegan meals, and I had two music guests performing. They performed the intro and the outro, and the show went pretty well. I
Mm.
did the show I think around April of last year, I think it was.
Okay.
And I'm working on a season two type of thing as far as it's going to be something more like meal prep. It's probably going to be vegan as well,
Mhm.
but I'm creating that now in the background, and I'm probably going to be launching that maybe going towards the summer. And I'm just looking for any chef really, anyone who's a cooking enthusiast, someone who wants to just be seen, who's been doing it for a year at least,
Mhm.
looking to like collab with anyone out there, younger, older. I don't really care, male, female, it doesn't really bother me. Anyone who's passionate about it, I'm
Right.
willing to just work with them because I want to do more collaborations.
Yeah, collaboration is definitely key. That's pretty much how my brand is moving forward as well through collaborations.
Hmm.
What skills or qualities do you think are important to succeed in
Mm,
your work, in your
good question. Good
industry?
question. I would say focus.
Mhm.
Like the number one thing, you have to have focus because you're going to be distracted. Sometimes you're going to be distracted by your own fears. Like the things that you think about every day are going to come for you. because
So
they
true.
might say, yeah, they're gonna say like, you're not worthy of this. Are you sure about this? Will this work? Remember, it didn't work for that person.
Mhm.
It's different. They might not like that, but you have to maintain your focus because you're not always going to be motivated. Never. It's not always going to be a day, oh, I'm motivated. I'm going to run outside. No, no, that's not going to happen. Not every day. It's not everything's like a Rocky montage where guys running. No. So some days you got to have your focus
Mhm.
and you got to have a routine that goes with your focus. You know,
Right.
and I think the next thing is energy.
Mhm.
You gotta put energy. You can't like half it. If you're gonna put something out, even if it's a one client or 10,000 clients, you gotta give energy to all of it.
Mhm.
If you don't give energy to all of it, what you're gonna give back is probably gonna be garbage.
Exactly. We
You
don't
know,
want
and you're gonna be
garbage.
mad, right? You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I know you go through it.
I sure do.
Yeah, because
I
you're
sure
pushing
do.
your image and you're fighting against reality and you're creating something that's completely unique. So I know that you feel the energy, you feel the pressure of it, and you feel the joy of it at the same time.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Definitely has its benefits.
right,
It takes a little longer to reach that goal, that next milestone, but it's so worth it.
right.
It's
That's
so
true.
worth it
I agree
because
with
I
you.
never felt like I wanted to rush anything. Yeah, I want it now, 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 but I do understand that there's a process. There is a process, and I try not to compare myself to anybody. I get
Hmm.
inspiration, but I don't compare myself because I think that's where a lot of people fall short, and
Right,
that's when those fears kick in because you're like, oh, why am I not here? Oh, so and so been only doing it for a year, and look where they are. It's not about that. It's about what's in store for you. It's about what the universe got for you. You
right.
know.
I agree
So I
100%.
understand that.
I agree.
Mhm.
And then I think
Now,
another one is heart. But yeah, that's
yes, yes, heart.
heart. You gotta have heart. You gotta be brave to look stupid.
Mhm.
For somebody to tell you off, to say, oh no, this is bad. You gotta have enough heart to deal with that. You
Yeah, that's
got to.
like having thick skin.
Yeah, you gotta learn it because you're gonna get a lot of naysayers and your heart is gonna get penetrated sometimes by the people closest to you.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Tell me
because
about it.
they haven't gone where you're going.
Mhm.
And they can't see where you're going because it's not in their vision. It's not in their vision board, you know, it's really not
Mhm.
there. And so it's hard. So you have to have the heart and the passion to go with it.
What do you do when we all sit down and we have guidelines to how we're gonna make it to the next step, right?
Hmm.
But what do you do if something from your outline, your blueprint doesn't work out?
That's a good question. If it doesn't work out, I usually ride it to as long as I can and then
Mhm.
I just scrap it. In the beginning, I would ride things longer, like, oh, I keep doing it, keep doing it. But now I realize, no, it's okay.
Mhm.
You can't change.
Yep.
Who are you competing against? Nobody. You were just talking about comparing yourself to others. Like, who am I
Mhm.
comparing myself to? Who are we comparing ourselves to? No, you can change. You can keep
Mhm.
trying different things. When you're doing something like this, you have to try different things. You can't keep using the same thing if it gets the same result.
Like, that's insanity.
Yeah, you're going to go insane and you're going to collapse inside and you're never going to grow. So I realize now to discard things is to keep trying things and just pushing myself. Push
Mhm.
myself to learn, adjust to new techniques. We have a new thing out right now, which is Chat GPT. I've
Oh
been
yeah.
looking into that, and I've been
Mhm.
looking into some of the new AI programs because we have to use that. AI is our digital assistant. It should never take control, but it's
No.
our digital assistant. It's our little friend, pretty much, our
Mhm.
little buddy. And we're going to use that, and we have to. We have to integrate with it, and allow it to adjust to us because we
Exactly.
started adjusting to everything else around us. And so, some of the new techniques like Chat GPT, there's a few other platforms out there that I've been looking at lately, just trying to learn how to best utilize them because companies been utilizing these platforms for years.
Mhm.
And it's a good thing that we have the opportunity to use it as small business owners now to grow ourselves even better.
Exactly. So we could stay on our A game and
Exactly.
continue to move forward.
Yes. Let's go A plus. Let's come on. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let me see. this whole process and going through your changes from one field to the next. You went from fashion to fitness.
Yes.
You went from one weight to another weight.
Yes.
You're going through all these changes with people believing in you and not believing in you, support and not supporting you.
Right.
What advice would you give to someone who's interested in pursuing a fitness career?
I would say be honest with your story.
Mm.
That's the biggest thing. And be vocal. You don't have to yell and scream, but be vocal in your own life as far as what is fitness to you. You know, what is the driving force behind fitness? Why are you teaching me fitness? Are you doing it for money? I'm sure
Mm-hmm.
everybody needs money. We understand. Nobody's rich. But are you doing it to bring about a positive change for someone in the entire family? Because you help one person, you're helping someone's family,
Mm-hmm.
you know? And who are you doing it for? Or like I said earlier, mother, father, and stuff like that. I think about myself sometimes when I'm working out. I think about things that I did not have as a child, things that I had to endure, I had to suffer through.
Mm-hmm.
You have those experiences. It makes you stronger. That's how life goes. But I think about my grandmother. I think about the things she had to do. Like for instance, my grandmother, she's about 89, I think. She used to pick cotton down south, right?
Wow. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm right, like crazy. Pick cotton, seriously. And she was one of, I'm probably gonna get this wrong, maybe seven siblings,
Okay.
and she's the last one. And so she's up here now where I am, and we see each other every once in a while. But I think about the things that she used to do for me.
Right.
She would buy me T-shirt. We go down to the discount store, you know, she'd get a little money.
Mm-hmm.
She'd buy me a little shirt. And my grandma was a designer. She would cut the shirt up, you know, make it look nice. I'd take it to school with me. You know, she did
Right.
those little things for me to help me get through life. You know,
Right.
she'd make meals. She would scrounge and stretch the meal out for me because for a while I had to stay with my grandmother based on situations that I could not control.
Mm-hmm.
And she would make meals for me. You know, our favorite meal was fried chicken. I used to love that. Like, what? Potato salad? Woo!
I know
Amazing.
grandma cooking is like mouth watering, right?
What? Oh my God, macaroni.
You look, you still remember it. You
uh,
like,
I wish I had that now, but you know, what can you do?
oh man.
But yeah, just think about who you're doing it for. Don't just do it for yourself sometimes. Sometimes you, even if you don't have anybody close to you,
Mhm.
think about who is going to be helped by it. Because sometimes we're alone as far as we don't have even family at all based on the
Right.
situations in our life. So think
Mhm.
about who can be impacted by what you're doing. How can someone live 5 more years based on what you tell them? How
Right.
can that really help them? Because what you say to someone for 22 minutes to an hour can really change their life. You know, a lot of times you watch motivation videos. I watch a lot of them. I listen to a lot of ancient alchemical teachings.
Mhm.
I'm a believer in all religions. I don't really exclude. So I use
Mhm.
all teachings to help me have a better understanding of the world around me. And I realize that we're all interconnected. We all share a common bond. And I say that to say that find the purpose. The purpose is always inside of you. It's that voice. But
Right.
you reach a certain age of discernment, and we have to utilize the voice inside that tells you this is what you should be doing. Because you'll know if fitness is right for you after like 3 to 6 months.
Mhm. So
Yeah,
long. A whole
yeah,
3 to 6 months.
yeah. You know, but you know, I don't want to be preachy. I'm just talking. You know,
I get it.
if I get into a zone, I start talking. No, I wouldn't do that.
Is there anybody that you want to give a shout out to as far as team members, people you work with right now to help you
Yeah.
pursue
I want to give a
your
shout.
dream as far as your YouTube, your show that you're coming up with?
Okay. Thank you for that. Let me see. I want to give a shout out to my videographer, Fernando Madera.
Mhm.
Great guy. Um, I want to give a shout out to my vegan chef I'm going to be working with, Brandy Cochran. Brandy
Okay.
Cochran. She's an excellent woman. She's one of only 7 black people to get the, I think, the Food for Life certificate.
Wow.
Yeah, one of only 7 black women. Her name is Brandy Cochran.
Shout out to Brandy.
Yeah, I think her IG is called Brandy. Oh, Plant Candy. I'm sorry, Plant Candy. I want to get that
Okay.
wrong. Not kill me. Yeah,
Nice
Plant
name.
Kennedy.
Nice name.
Yeah, she's a really cool, energetic Libra, fast-paced, high engaging with the community. She's a lovely person. I've had some of her food; it's amazing.
Nice. I'm gonna follow her.
Yeah, she's really lovely. And I want to give a shout out to everyone I've ever worked with, all the models that I work with. I want to give a shout out to my brother Wes, from Woken Fly Clothing, for teaching me so many different things, for being
Mhm.
my brother for a long time. Um, I want to give a shout out for the vegan chef that I work with from the past video, Sandra Lee, the sous chef Alicia Lee, the singer, um, what was it, Montreal Walker, Kafele, the musician, anybody I ever worked with. I just want to thank all of you. If I'm not getting your names in right now, I want to thank every single one of you because all of you have played a part in something bigger, and I appreciate all of you. And I appreciate you too, Lysandra.
Gratitude.
Thank you.
Gratitude is key. So
Hmm.
I'm gonna ask you one more question,
Okay.
and then we will close out.
Okay.
Before we do close out, though, I would want you to let people know where they can find you
Okay.
on social media. And I want to thank you for being a part of this again
Hmm.
because I am stepping into putting myself out there more. Even with all the things that I do,
Hmm.
I still get nervous. I
Right.
still overthink. I still judge myself.
Hmm.
And it stems just from things that I've gone through in life. And I know prior in the conversation, you mentioned that things you went through growing up was like preparing you for what you're doing now.
Right.
And I think that's a great statement to make because when I look back on my life, I'm like, hey, I learned a lesson that's helping me out right now. Like if
Right.
I didn't go through that, I would be a hot mess right now.
Right.
you
Right.
know, um, I know you do your outdoor events. You have all this going on. Is there somebody or a company that you would love to work with in the future?
Good question. Wow. I would say any company that's about the community, as far as a community organization,
Mhm.
I'm pretty much down to work with them. A community center or a church or even
Okay.
something more broad. I'm willing to work with even Whole Foods, something where we
Nice.
can do like a run for food program where everybody could run and we can support like food donations, something like that. We could do like a 5 borough run where each borough someone will run a mile and we'll pass like a baton and we'll raise awareness for food and Whole Food will actually sponsor that. So
I like that. Mhm.
yes, like something like that we could actually do. And I'm just looking for like more sponsorship just to help with my community runs and activities so I can get more
Mhm.
awareness and just get people out. That's really what I want to do.
I like that. So, from your mouth to God's ears, we're
Yes,
going to see that that happens and that comes to fruition because that's something that you want to do
yes,
and you have your sights set on it. So, it's going to happen.
yes. I
I
agree.
believe in that. It's going to happen.
Hmm.
So, tell the people where they can find you. Where can they find Golden Army Fitness? Where can they get a preview of what goes on during the fitness class or, a preview of what the results are of the fitness and meal plans? Tell us.
Okay, so if you want to find me, guys, you can find me on Instagram at Golden Army Fitness underscore J. That's Golden Army Fitness underscore J. And you can also find me on YouTube pretty much every day, all day at Golden Army Fitness J. There you can actually engage with me. You can see some of my meal plans. You can see some of the stuff that I've done in the past year. You can see some of my collaborations or charity organizations that I work with or created. And you can get an idea of where you want to go as far as signing up with me, and we can work together and create a fitness journey that's better for you and better for everybody.
Thank you, Jess. When I say I appreciate this, because this is my first long form interview, so let's clap for
Yes,
ourselves.
hooray! Woo! Let's get it.
I feel good,
Let's
and
go. Because energy, energy, energy. I'm giving you back to
yes,
you. Send
that's
you
what I'm
energy right
talking
now.
about.
Okay, sister. Ashe, let's go.
I got the biggest smile on my face right now.
Yes, let's go. Woo!
Yeah, so I want to thank everyone for listening. Thank Jess again. Like, I can't say thank you enough. And please do like, follow, and share our content because we are giving back to the community. We want people to see that there is hope. And
Yeah.
no matter what field you're in, there is hope and there's opportunities for growth,
Yes.
mentally, physically, and spiritually.
Hmm.
And this was another Lensless with Khandie Woo. My name is Lysandra, and you can find me on Instagram at Khandie Woo Brand, and my YouTube is Khandie Woo with the number 1 at the end.
Yes. Find us.
Have a blessed day.